and welcome to Battle of the Christmas Movies between Lifetime and Hallmark. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Cute? Alright, first up is Lifetime, A Christmas Break. Now, I have to say for this one, yay! I absolutely loved this one. I just thought it was all around great. It didn't have that stupid drama thing come up, you know, the assumption, mistakes going on. And overall, and even when it did have a drama thing, I thought it was natural and it was normal and I liked it. Overall, I liked it. And I particularly liked the actors in this. I thought they were great. I loved the female lead and I loved the male lead as well. Their names was Addison and Dylan. So basically Addison, who happens to be the principal of, I think it's either middle school or an elementary school, and Dylan is a famous actor at this point. So when they were younger, they were actually really close friends, but they lost touch once Dylan, I think it was after he was like 17 or something like that, they lost touch because Dylan got into Juilliard for acting and he ended up having to leave and move away, and like I said, they lost touch. So, but pretty much back to the present, Addie is now the principal of the school, and it turns out the school is going to be closing because they don't have enough money, and if they're not able to come up with the money, they're going to shut down the school. So she's doing everything that she possibly can to be able to sort of bring awareness to this issue that the school is having. And she gets a great idea, like, oh, you know what, Dylan used to go to this school, so perhaps he can come and direct the school play that's going to be happening, like the Christmas play or something like that. And she's like, okay, how do I get in touch with him? She's trying to get in touch with his manager and she's having difficulty reaching him. After that, she eventually does get a hold of him. And basically, he agrees. Dylan at this time just broke up with his girlfriend, and turns out the girlfriend is trying to write a tell-all about their relationship and everything, but his career hasn't really been going so well. There's all the publicity and all the drama in his life, but he hasn't really been getting any roles or anything really prominent that's going to thrust him into, accolades and all this stuff. So after that, they agree, okay, fine, he's going to do this, just something to take his mind off all the other stuff, but also he was really eager to see Addie again because he really missed her. And he hadn't realized how much he'd missed her, and he'd always thought about her. But once they reconnected, obviously sparks went flying again. He couldn't deny it. She was still a little bit upset with him for just leaving without really saying goodbye. But he had said, well, if he had said goodbye, he knew he wasn't going to leave because he just couldn't leave her. Ultimately, they tried to save the play. They just tried to save the school by doing the play and raising money and all this stuff, but it didn't work out with her trying to get the board to keep the school open. But the video, I guess someone had videoed her plea to the board and the administration to keep the school open, and it went viral online and people were really interested, and I guess they were able to raise the money to save the school. And it was all great, but the chemistry, I must say, was amazing. It was really good. I loved it so much. I found myself smiling and like, oh yeah, and the guy was like really funny. And once again, it did make me hungry because there were these like waffles. Her father made these waffles. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so interested. Or like, I really want to eat that. Because Dylan, the character, was like, you're gonna make waffles, right? Like, he was really into it. So yeah, but I thought he sounded hot, and the chemistry, like I said, was just amazing. So I very much, yay, love that one. And I said the drama was really natural. It was just more so his ex-girlfriend coming to town, and she took his phone for some reason by accident, I'm not really sure, but he ends up, leaving rehearsals, and Addie was looking for him, like, okay, well, where is he? Like, the kids are waiting for him, but he ended up trying to go get his phone back from his ex-girlfriend, and she ends up kissing him. There was some misunderstanding going on. She ends up kissing him, and Addie was looking for him. She came and she saw that, so she just took it as, oh, you rather like fraternize than, mess with these kids' feelings and everything. They're trying to prepare for this, and they're nervous and all this stuff. So she just kind of got upset with him because she felt like he wasn't taking it seriously. But it wasn't really any like, oh my gosh, where did that come from? That sort of misunderstanding drama. But yeah, so you don't get too many of those, but this was yay great. I loved it. That was a Christmas break. That's one I would probably watch again for sure. All right, up next for Lifetime is Spotlight on Christmas. Now this particular one has got another actor, but this one has a famous actress. She just broke up with her boyfriend, well really her fiance, because he just feels like he wants to spend more time working on his music and stuff like that. So she's really depressed and everything about it. She ends up coming home for the holidays, and as a way to try to get a spark in her again, or just get her mind off of her problems, she decides to fill in for the theater teacher. I believe she had to go somewhere or something like that, but she ends up filling in and becoming the new theater teacher for the time being in order for the Christmas play once again. There was another play. So yeah, she ends up doing that. She never really wanted to come back because her father had died her senior year of high school, and after that she just felt like she could never really come home because the holidays never really felt like the holidays without him. So she had stayed away for a very long time. Her mom ended up getting married again, and obviously now she has a stepsister, a half sister, I should say. She has a half sister now, and the half sister just absolutely adores her, and she loves her too, but she doesn't get to see her often enough. So after that, but yeah, so she's back and she's doing this. She reconnects with a high school friend. Turns out they both really had a crush on each other back then, but they just never said anything. But now they're reconnecting and almost like rekindling something that could have been. So she's doing all of that and she's loving it. She's reconnecting with her family all over again, and she's like, I forgot how much I really miss this. But her ex decides to come back into the picture. Obviously his music wasn't doing well, and he tried to use her for publicity by pretending they get back together, and he set up this whole paparazzi thing for them to take a picture of them reconnecting again. But it was all, like I said, a publicity stunt, and she didn't like that. She wasn't even into him anymore. She's like, look, you're not the one, and all of that was going on, and she was really liking this new guy, and she really wanted to spend time with him and see where that was gonna go. But yeah, so pretty much, yeah, she was just reconnecting with family again and finding a new love and joy for what she does, and she found that through the children, and she found that, it's okay, that she was sad about losing her father, but it doesn't mean she has to like disconnect herself from everyone or all the people that she loves. But yeah, so yeah, that was a good one too, I will say. I don't really think there was any major drama like that was out of nowhere. So I did like it. Yeah, it was good. There was one with like the paparazzi that was like following her, taking pictures of her, and she took the woman's camera and was like, no, this is my life, this is not a joke, like, and the woman is like, well, this is my job, this is this is what people want, this is how we can make money now. Like, she really wanted to be a journalist and all this stuff, but this is the only way to make money at this point. And I understood, yeah, I mean, they're dipping into your privacy, all of this stuff going on, but at the same time, this is their job and what they've been asked to do. and how they make a living. So it's a bit, it's two-sided, because in one hand, when you want to like promote something, you're all about getting those pictures and, making sure you're seen and all this stuff. But then the minute it starts to invade your private life, it's like, no. Which I agree, it's like at the same time, but it's a bit of a sticky situation when it comes to those things. But I don't think some of these people should be like beat down because they're just trying to make a living however they can. Yeah, so it's a sticky situation, but ultimately she kind of makes it up to her anyways and gives her like an exclusive kind of story. So I thought that was nice of her, and that was good, because either way, that's still the woman's job. But yeah, that was Spotlight on Christmas, which was also good. All right, now Hallmark. This one, once again, I have to say, yay to absolutely loved it. This one's called Cross Country Christmas. It's got Rachel Lee Cook. She played Lainey, and She's All That, the movie that I absolutely love. I can watch that movie over and over again. So I loved her in that. But she was in this. I actually didn't realize it was her until they said the name, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's her. I don't think I've ever seen her in a Christmas movie. I don't know if this is the first one, but I'm not sure. But I knew her voice sounded really familiar. I was like, yeah, her voice sounds so familiar. And then I had to look it up. And then when I saw the name, I was like, that's so her. But anyways, she is some sort of like, so she plays, she's like this client problem solver thing. Like, it's a weird thing, but basically she helps people when they like in crisis or whatever, so she solves whatever the problem is for them. She ends up in a flight, and she's trying to head back home, and she ends up bumping into, I wouldn't say they were like friends or anything, but they knew of each other. They knew they went to school together, and she was like, oh hey, and he was like, hey. He was kind of like really sad and bummed about life just in general, but they're both supposed to be on the same flight going back home. But their flight ends up being cancelled, and now they don't know what to do. He has to make it back home in time for Christmas with his family because of something about his father that was going on. It turns out that his father had passed on, and they were kind of carrying on the tradition of what they did with when his father was still alive. So that was like something that was really important to the family, so he really had to make it there because he had lost the dad like 6 months prior. But for her, she's just trying to get back home for the holiday because she just really loves being around her family, and they have like a whole tradition of things that they're doing, and she hated feeling like she was missing out on it. But yeah, so the flight ends up being cancelled, and because there's like a snowstorm, there's a snowstorm or something like that, and there's no other way, there's no cars to rent and possibly, make it there in time. So she's like, that's okay, I can find us a ride, and he's just like, I'm not interested, it's okay, thank you, I'm alright. She seems a bit too much and involved and everything like that, and she just really wants to help, but he's like not feeling it. He's just wanting to keep to himself, but she kind of coaxes him into like joining her on the journey. She ends up kind of hitching a ride with someone, and she invites him along. Midway trying to help this particular person who she felt like she was stood up by her boyfriend, they end up losing their ride because she's like, well fine, I'm going to go see him. Sorry, I can't take you guys all the way to Chicago, which is where you're trying to go, but I gotta go. So they end up like, okay fine, that's okay, you can just drop us off right here. They end up, I think, hitching another ride with someone, and this person ends up dropping them off at a train station or something like that, and while they were there, they end up getting on the wrong train and it takes them to a whole nother place. So there's just like this whole journey of them just trying to make it home for Christmas. And throughout, I just thought it was really funny. I just liked it. It was really good, and I really like her. And I thought the chemistry between both of them was like really sweet, and it was great. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was like an adventure. I wasn't really expecting all of that, but yeah, it was really good. I liked it. Yay for Hallmark. Like, and the drama, like I said, wasn't really like a blow up or anything like that. It all kind of worked out, and yeah, it was good. It was really good. I was really surprised about how good it was. But yeah, and I liked Rachel Lee Cook because she's just that natural person, and she's got that very distinct voice that I was like, I know this person. But yes, it was her, and yeah, it was great. Cross Country Christmas. I absolutely loved it. Obviously, they fall in love. They end up together for all of these characters. But yeah, all in all, it was really good. I liked how they did it. It was great. But alright, yay, that was Hallmark. I will see you guys on the next video. Once again, be sure to subscribe, the notification bell. Alright, take care. Bye.